Okay, I was looking at the stitch work on my pants and it made me think about, well, two things. It made me think about when I worked at a sewing factory in Washington, and then that made me think about Henry Ford. And it seemed all too complex. It'd probably take me a couple of hours to write it all down, and I didn't want to do that, so I'm going to try to say it really quick. It was something my dad said to me years ago when I was having to decide on what I was going to major in college. I had to pick something. And I didn't want to do that because I like to see the big picture. And he says, well, the only way you'll be able to get any more complex in the big picture is by getting into the details. And so that's what I thought about my pants. I noticed how when it was stitching the pocket to the waistline, there's like two stitches, and it reminded me of the time that I worked at I needed a job really quick, and so I got a job in a sewing factory, and you weren't allowed to look up or anything, and you had to meet production and all this stuff. But it was very ingenious, and it was a product of something Henry Ford thought of. Of course, instantly I shouldn't have to explain a whole lot because most of you probably already know what I'm talking about. You specialize in one thing. It's like, I thought, oh, how hard it would be for me to make such a tailored pair of pants. But you know what? The person who did one of those stitches, it probably took two people to do it, because one person probably did the top stitch, one person probably did the bottom stitch, and somebody else probably took a pair of scissors and trimmed the extra off. Or maybe they had a serger that did it. I don't know. Anyway, it's a division of labor, so it allows you to get really good at one specific little thing. Altogether, you can make nicer things than you could if you had to focus on the whole thing. Now, there are people that are very good tailors, and they can just focus on one thing and become very good at it. The rest of us, by one thing, I mean they can focus on the whole thing, do it well, but the rest of us, we do better when we focus on one thing. Okay, I'm going to say something about me personally. I'm a jack of all trades, meaning I like to do a lot of things. And when I was a kid, it seemed like I was good because there was not a lot of competition. But as you get older in the competition level and people start to specialize, you have to pick a specific field to go into. And I was like, well, if I pick this, then I won't be able to do this. And so it was really hard for me to win on down. I got narrowed down to chemical engineering and music composition. Well, I chose music composition. But when I went to school, I ended up taking a lot of English classes. In fact, I was taking all these graduate level English classes, and my English teacher asked me, so are you an English major? And I was like, no. These are just electives. He's like, I don't think you have to take 500 level classes for an elective. It's what I wanted to learn, and I was taking like evolution and sociology and astronomy. And they're like, well, I thought you already had English as your electives. I was like, yeah, but I wanted to take these all at the same time so I get a good perspective. They're like, that's not what college is about. It's about learning a whole lot about one specific thing. And later my dad explained that when you learn details of one specific thing, it allows you to see the details in other things. Anyway, so I just see how long-winded it is even for me to sort through the thoughts in my mind anyway. So writing it down, it would be a little bit more understandable and probably be more fluid, but I just wanted to get it out of my head. So there you have it. I was noticing this division of labor created something greater than I could if I had to create the whole thing myself. Because if people get to focus on one specific project, they can become really good at it. And that way everything gets done. It's teamwork. Like the way the Egyptian pyramids were created, supposedly. But one person just does one little thing, and your job might just be to chisel stones or something. You don't think it is really big, but you end up being part of something that creates this huge monument that lasts forever and ever and ever. So when you're stitching something and you're just meeting your production just by stitching enough seams, it's going to be part of something really big and really awesome.